This is the July 8th meeting of the Berlin Zoning Board of Appeals. Welcome, and we'll introduce the folks that are in the audience tonight. The Berlin Zoning Board of Appeals. Let's see. We have myself, Lynn Ryan. I'm here. Leanne is our administrative assistant. You raise your hand, Leanne.
Mhm.
Jim Royer is vice chair. Jeannie Zakatinsky is a ZBA member,
Here.
and Pat is a ZBA member.
And you've got Joshua.
And we have Joshua Martin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing on the agenda.
Give me one more second here.
Okay,
There are a
because
lot
you
of
need
people.
to.
Yep, there's a lot of people attending. Okay, I think I've got everyone. It is 7:02, so you can start the hearing. And I did want to let the board know that the petitioner did meet the deadlines for publishing the public hearing notice in the newspaper and contacting abutters.
Excellent. Okay, this is the 225 West Street. It is an appeal from the building commissioner who has determined that the use is going to be a contractor's yard. So I think what I'll do is turn this over to the petitioner and let him make his case.
Okay, I will promote the petitioner and his attorney to the panelist.
Thank you.
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. Let's see if Bill Tracy's there though.
Hi, I'm Bill. How are you? Thank you for your time. So, should I just
Leanne,
start?
could I also, Leanne, be able to share my screen as well? Is that something I can do?
I believe you should have that ability. Let me see.
Yes.
I do indeed. Perfect. All right. Do you want me to get started?
Please, Joe.
For the record, my name is Attorney Michael Larkin. I represent the applicant, William Tracy. Mr. Tracy, as we see here, is a longtime Berlin resident, and has the property at 225 West under agreement to buy this property. And I appreciate your time this evening and for the opportunity to present this application. I'd just like to let Bill Tracy talk about himself and talk about what he does and what he's looking to do with this property. And then I'll follow up with my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Tracy.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. So I've lived in Berlin for 34 years, and I've had an electrical contracting business for 34 years. And I feel it's time that I purchase property to continue to run a business. I have 16 employees. I get a lot of people from Assabet, the students there. So I've employed 14 people from there. So it's nice to be local, give the opportunity to these young kids to learn the trade. And it's been very, very good. I have nice kids, and I'm looking to use the space to get products delivered. So wire, boxes, conduit, things like that used in the electrical field, delivered to the site where I would store the material. And the day-to-day morning, the guys show up for work, they gather material and then go out and do their job and come back I would have 3 vehicles there overnight, and everybody else takes a vehicle home. I would like to continue the use of the existing tenants. There are 3 currently, and I'd like to have them remain as tenants in the building. And that's really my main goal, is to try to stay local with the company and use the building, which I think would be a perfect fit for me, because I live right up the street on Derby Road, and I would improve the building. It needs a lot of work, so I'd better the building and try to help the community employ people and keep things going the way it goes. I think that's all I need to say.
Okay, Bill, let me continue on. So I
So
think
you're looking to buy 225 West Street, correct?
that's correct, yes. And
That
that's
is-
subject
That is correct.
And how much area are you going to use for storage?
I'm hoping to use 2,500 square feet of the building.
2,500?
Of the building I'd like to use myself, and then keep the other tenants in the building.
Okay. How much of that 2,500 square feet is going to be storage of equipment?
I don't use an office space. My girlfriend does the paperwork from home. So that's on Sunday mornings, we have our coffee and we do our invoicing, and she does parking throughout the week for me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Tracy, you're breaking up. I can barely hear anything you're saying.
Hello?
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to take a quick moment there. Bill, hold on a second. No.
An hour?
All set.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, it seems, Bill, that your line is pretty hard to hear, as Jim said, as Mr. Royer said.
See everyone.
Is there a way to call in, Bill? Let me see if there's a
Hear
way.
me okay now?
Not great, no.
Well,
You've got
Yeah.
all your paperwork from the Board of Health, right? Have you reached a decision with them?
Regarding what?
Well, are they going to require you to have a larger septic system if you use this for storage, or?
I don't
Yeah,
think
nothing.
he's there
Nothing
yet,
changing
Lynn.
here. Nothing changing here for the use in that capacity. No, nothing is changing here.
Okay.
Well, it's Bill's line is bad, so let me maybe finish my presentation, and kind of go through that and make more sense on Bill gets a better line. So I believe this application is much simpler than it first appears. Ultimately, what we're doing here is preserving a long-established commercial property, not creating anything new. So when I went back and looked at the records in the town, and am I coming across okay to you guys? You can hear me fine?
Fine.
Perfect. So I looked at the town's old file, and we've looked back in 1998, and we can see applications back as far as then, over 26, 28 years ago, where the boards approved commercial uses here, in essence, decades ago. In 1998, the board granted special permit and a site plan approval recognizing commercial repair, maintenance, retail sales, and the storage of materials and mixed offices. Additionally, in 2000, so we can go through this, in 2000, again, there was more permits applied for, and reflect again a commercial activity at the site, and the properties retained that commercial property aspect throughout its whole time, and that history is in essence the foundation of this application. So when we look also as well at the assessor's card, assessor card provides another piece of the picture. So what we see on this assessor card is that the town currently classifies the property as a use code 3160, which is commercial warehouse, and describes it as a commercial warehouse in a mixed use property. And as we see in the assessor card, it also identifies the site as approximately 3.42 acres improved with this commercial warehouse building. And I do recognize that the assessor's classification is not the determined zoning rights, but it's also pervasive evidence that the town itself has consistently recognized the commercial character of this property. And this classification is entirely consistent with the board's approvals and property's long history of commercial occupancy. So what we have right now, existing commercial operations there's commercial office space, warehouse space, indoor storage, commercial tenants, commercial vehicles, equipment storage, and outdoor storage associated with those commercial businesses. None of this is new, and all this has been going on for decades at this property. As Bill said, one of the main tenants, Diamond Athletic Turf, has had a lease since 2001, and we can see, the lease right here. Now just zoom in out of it so everyone can see it. So they've been there since 2000, which is, over 25 years. And in those 25 years, Diamond Athletic Turf has stored commercial vehicles, trailers, turf products, landscape equipment, and related businesses materials as part of his business operations. And this use has existed openly and continuously for, as I said, for decades. And as Mr. Tracy said, maintaining this tenant and the other tenants are an important part of Mr. Tracy's purchase. We'll also see there's another lease back in this one right here with Michael Chase back in 2018. Again, also talks about outside storage of vehicles, and it just shows that this is continuous use, that there is outside storage of vehicles, and this has continued for multiple tenants throughout multiple years. And what Mr. Tracy is proposing is not new. As I said, it's been going on with this property for years. So Mr. Tracy said, what's he looking to do is, proposing a modest electrical contracting business. As I said, his operation consists of office functions, employee dispatch, indoor storage of some electrical tools and materials, which then gets dropped there, gets picked up from his employees, brought to the job. So it's kind of in and out, and then parking of company vehicles. And I think this proposal fits comfortably with the property's established commercial character, which, as I said, been going on for years. But one of the things we got to notice is that what's not changing over here, there's no new building, no expansion of the existing building, no increase in the building height, no increase in lot coverage, no new parking lots, no additional pavement, no new curb cuts, no new site access, no wetlands disturbance, and no material change to the physical layout of the property. So in essence, what you're going to see today is what you're going to see when this approval goes through, the exact same kind of scenario. Yes, he's going to update it, make it new, do some siding, but it's going to be the same layout as what you see here today. And I know when we talked about the building commissioner's determination, but I don't think he really took into account the property's history. I mean, when we consider the 1998 special permits, the 2000 approvals, the decades of commercial occupancy, the lease agreements over 25 years old, and each of them expressly, allowing this kind of commercial use, and the town's continued classification of the property as commercial warehouse and mixed use. Ultimately, this evidence demonstrates that the commercial use and business-related vehicle storage have long been a part of this ordinary commercial operation of this property. Ultimately, what we're trying to do with this application, preserving that history and not any kind of change to it. This may seem a bit more complicated, but because, we intentionally, with the application, requested alternate forms of relief, maybe different legal theories, but I think this approval can be done in one of these ways, whether it's a recognition of an existing lawful commercial use, whether it's recognition of a continuation of the historical commercial operations, whether it's a clarification or modification of the existing special permits, whether it's a recognition of the long-standing outdoor storage associated with the property's commercial tenants, or whether it's a reversal and modification of the building commissioner's interpretation. And finally, if the board needs to issue a special permit determined that additional zoning relief would be needed. So we're not asking you to fit into one category. We're asking the board to determine the most appropriate legal basis for preserving a long-established commercial property. And as Bill has said, there is public benefit to this, apart from, bringing, we have preserving an established commercial property. We retain the existing commercial tenants. We preserve the tenancy there for 26 years. We keep business in the town. We maintain the town's tax base and also allow a longtime resident, Mr. Tracia, to relocate his business here within the community rather than go somewhere else, and ultimately make a productive use of an existing commercial warehouse without expanding or materially altering this property. So it totally fits the use of Mr. Tracia and maintaining this property as is. So for me, this application comes down to kind of one fundamental question. Should a property that has functioned as a commercial warehouse and multi-tenant commercial site for decades be allowed to continue operating in substantially the same manner? My suggestion is yes, it is. What we have here is an application that's preserving, it's not changing the established commercial character of 225 West Street. As we've seen through the leases, the evidence demonstrates that the continuous commercial activity, the long-standing outdoor storage by multiple tenants, prior ZBA approvals recognizing the commercial storage and business uses, and a proposal and Mr. Tracy's proposal that introduces no building expansion, no site expansion, and no material increase in the property's intensity of use. Ultimately, what the applicant is requesting here is that the board recognizes history and approve the requested relief to allow these long-standing commercial operations to continue and grant the appropriate relief to allow Mr. Tracy to operate his business here. That is what we're looking for, members of the board, Madam Chair. If you have any questions, or
How many employees will Mr. Tracia have? How many employees will Mr. Tracia have?
so what he intends is 16, but he doesn't intend employees to be here all the time. All his employees are on site on jobs, as he's an electrical contractor. So they're always off site. I think maybe one or two might be there, but everyone else is off site. All they do is come by, pick up product, and then leave the property. They're not staying there as what we call a dedicated office space. He may have 1 to 2 people there doing operations such as billing, that kind of thing. But the intention is not to have very little people there. As I said,
How many parking spaces does he need?
What we were requesting is 3 parking spaces.
Michael,
Is one of them
office.
handicapped?
That can be made available as a handicap spot, yes. We'd meet whatever requirements are necessary through the building department.
Yeah, if you have 25 or less spaces, you need 1 handicap parking spot.
Yeah, at the moment, Madam Chair, you can see that the site's it's not laid out fully, but I think that, Bill, was there a dedicated handicap parking space? I'd have to confirm that, but we can meet that requirement as necessary, Madam Chair. So it can be divided up and broken down so everyone can see what's going on over there for parking.
And the 2,500 square feet, that will be for the storage of equipment, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Now, and Michael, there's no office employees there.
Yeah, there's already offices and storage there right now with the existing owner. I mean, the halls have been there since the 1990s, so they have office and storage there right now. So there's no real change in the layout of the property. I think that what's used as storage now will be used as storage later.
Questions?
Well, I guess, Mr. Larkin, if I may, you suggested that the board should come up with a legal premise to allow this to go through. What's your suggestion that we use as that legal premise?
I think, so there was multiple. I think it's a simple one is, recognition and continuation of historical commercial operations, that this is, this has been going on for decades and there's no change in use at all. This is a use that's been in existence, and the board, the board grant this permit based on that alone.
Okay, so if you'll humor me
Has
for a
this
moment.
2,500 square feet been used for
Yes,
storage?
yes, there's a garage area that's been used as storage.
All right, well, if you'll humor me for a moment, you do not dispute that this is zoned as commercial village, correct?
I do not know.
Okay. And the permits that you showed us from back in the 1990s and early 2000s included a retail establishment and business offices,
Correct.
which neither one of will exist with Mr. Tracy's business. Is that correct?
There will be no retail here. Correct.
Okay. Well, and that the commercial village zoning allows for retail, even if you have storage incidental to retail, that's kind of neither here nor there. In this case, we're talking strictly storage. The building commissioner is calling that a contractor yard. You've referred to it as a couple of times as a warehouse. In either case, neither a contractor yard nor a warehouse is allowed in the commercial village district. Whereas both retail and business offices are. So while you may be maintaining the character of the building, the use is not the same as those permits that were previously issued, from what I can see.
The uses have been the same since from the 25-year lease, from the multiple tenants have been there. So the use has been consistent over the last few decades. So there's no real change. It's been used as storage. It's being used as mixed offices. The town recognizes commercial warehouse, recognizes storage, recognizes mixed uses. Ultimately, this is in a great location. It's out of the way. It's a perfect location for this kind of business. It's not near residents. It's bordered by wetlands. It's bordered by the train line and it meets those requirements where it's being used all these years by those tenants. It's in essence pre-existing uses that have been there for years, over 25 years in some case. I think the building was built back in the 1940s, retrofitted back in 72. So it's, been used in this capacity in some fashion as back in the, 1970s, over 50 years. The public benefit makes sense here to keep the businesses in town, to keep Mr. Tracy in town. Would be a shame to let this, in essence, building go vacant because of, if everyone had to move out of here.
I have a question. You've mentioned that there are presently tenants there. Are there 3? Did you say?
Yes.
And what exactly is the property rented and used for the 3 tenants?
Do you want me to give a description? So we have one
Yes.
tenant. Go ahead, Bill. Oh, I can't hear you, Bill.
One is just using the building as storage.
You're like on a delay.
One person is just storing stuff there.
What
One
kind of
is the
stuff?
diamond turf company, and the other is
So all materials based on their company. So Diamond Turf is a company that does turf for stadiums and stuff. So they have materials there that's stored on site. And the next guy, I think there's a and I was there. I was only there one time, but there was a mechanic there doing, and I believe it's a mechanic or some sort of operation like that. But he has all his materials and any kind of product and stuff that he needs for his business. And I think the last one is, I'm not sure of the last tenant's operation, but it's the same thing. It's storage of product that he uses for his business. So they're all using the product for their businesses.
Now, as far you mentioned mechanic, is he doing mechanical repairs on this site?
No, I think Bill's been there a few times, so Bill maybe would explain it better if we can hear him.
No, we can't.
At all.
The car lift was the owner of the
Mm-mm.
property's personal lift service.
Bill, it's not happening.
Service.
No,
No, it's not happening.
Is there any way he can call in at all, Leanne?
Yeah, there's,
Is there a phone number that he can call into this, or like in the Zoom call? You know, he can call into a Zoom
yeah, I
call.
believe on the, at mytowngovernment.org, there should be numbers listed.
Let me pull it up real quick. Maybe. Do you mind if we take a quick pause so I can get Bill to come
Not
on
at
here?
all. I don't
Maybe-
mind.
Can we stop sharing the
Yes.
screen while
Yeah.
we're at it?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
here's Josh.
Let me do this real quick, and I'll get this information for Bill. I apologize.
I've been here the whole time, Sue, lurking.
The owner is there. No.
So Leanne, I don't see in my emails any letter from the zoning enforcement officer. Was
That
one
was part
sent-
of the original packet that was sent out months
Oh.
ago.
Oh, okay. Right back.
So, Bill, there is, if you look at the email that you sent me, there is a phone number, 301 phone number, and it gives a webinar ID. If you want to, if that's something you can access, do you see it at all? If you can't, I can share my screen real quick.
Oops.
You see that, Bill?
There we go.
Okay, I've got someone by phone. Let me allow him to talk. That 744 number is mute. Okay, he's muted. He's not unmuting. He needs to unmute his phone.
And I also, Leanne, I think the owners are on the Zoom call as well. If they could let in, might be Michael Hall. If they could let it, because then they could answer more questions about areas and stuff that you guys may have. They can exactly.
Lynn, do you wish me to promote anyone else?
If they wish to speak to us, please promote them.
You said Michael Hall. I don't see Michael Hall.
Let me see who else. We pull up the other name. You pull up the other person's name.
Is the only entrance and exit the one right across the railroad tracks?
Yes,
Okay, and that's like a permanent easement from the railroad company?
yes, I believe so.
Ugh. And the gate across it? There's a gate there, right?
Do you have a Caroline LaRosse? Yeah.
Yep, Kylie LaRose.
Yes, that's it. Perfect.
All right, and we'll promote her.
Yeah, we're to get Bill in on the line at all.
He is, but his phone is muted. I'm giving him the authority to unmute, and he's not
Okay.
unmuting.
I've just texted him.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is Lisa Spinney. I live at 252 West Street. I have been on this meeting since 6:45 in the Zoom. I'm unable to participate. I can hear everything that's going on, but
Okay.
I can't. I called in and I've been trying to unmute for 10 minutes now. I'm the 774 number, so I don't know if there's issues, but if there's any other neighbors that wanted to attend and speak, we're not able to do so.
Well, yeah, you're not able to speak unless you're promoted to the panelist, and right now we're just promoting the property owner.
Okay, will you be opening it up after?
That's up to the chair.
Yes, let her say
Caroline
her
LaRose.
piece and then we can put her back.
All right, I'm gonna move her back, and then I thought it was Bill Tracia.
Yeah, but
I'm Caroline LaRose. I'm one of the owners.
Go ahead.
Is it a permission to speak?
Yep, go ahead.
So I do
Yes,
have three
you have
current
something to
tenants.
say?
See what happens.
I have three current tenants. One of them is the Diamond Athletic Turf. One of them is Dependable Equipment, and one of them is Harper Elm. Harper Elm rebuilds barns. Michael Che stores his dry cleaning and laundry equipment. And you know about Diamond. They have their athletic turf equipment.
I have a question.
And how
Dry
much
cleaning.
area in the building does each of those take?
I'm sorry, which person?
Go ahead, Lynn. I'll ask after you.
This is Lynn Ryan. I just wanted to know how much square footage each one of the three folks use in the building.
This, I don't know the exact square footage, but there are different bays. The bay to the far right is Harper Elm. They have indoor and outdoor space. The bay to the far left is Michael Che's Dependable Equipment. I can't remember exactly. It's over 1,000 square foot each of those. And Michael Che does have his commercial vehicle. And then Diamond has indoor and outdoor space as well. I'm not sure the exact amount of square footage. I'm sorry, I don't have a site plan with me. I know there was one that was filed previously.
I think Kylie, when Bill was there, he's not looking to increase the storage area what's already used right there right now. So whatever existing, he's looking to use the same kind of storage area. That's right. There's nothing changing for him.
I have more questions. As far as dry cleaning, typically there are dry cleaning agents. Are they stored there?
No, this equipment is not functioning, so there's no, do you mean like perk or anything inside them?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of cleaning fluids
Oh, no,
and that kind drums of
no,
liquid. So
nothing.
he has just
Just the machines.
a dryer, just machinery.
Correct.
Correct. And parts.
All right. And Harper Elm is what again?
It's woodworking. They refinished barns. They have like their wood stored on the inside and the outside.
Again, there's no liquid wood treatment chemicals.
No.
All
I'm
right.
very strict with anything hazardous, as I know we abut the wetlands and
Mhm.
it's in their contracts. They cannot have anything hazardous.
And Diamond Athletic is, I'm sorry, what again? The Diamond,
Athletic turf, I think he does athletic turf for ball fields and things of that nature.
so again, there's no fertilizer and
No. It's artificial.
anything.
All
Oh.
artificial.
Okay, and lastly, you mentioned dependable equipment, and that is,
That's the one with the machinery. The one you asked me about with the machinery, storing the equipment.
The dry.
so the dry cleaning. There
Yeah.
was mention of mechanical.
That was an error on my part.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can I ask a question to tag on to all that? Do any of those other businesses have any zoning permits to operate in that area?
Zoning permits, I'm not sure.
Well, we've been presented with evidence that there is a zoning permit or special permit issued for retail purposes and for offices in that building. But nothing to indicate that any of these other types of businesses were ever authorized to operate out of that.
Well, they were listed as storing their equipment, so I'm not sure if, like, they come in and they get their stuff and they go out, so I'm afraid I'm not, I'm
Can
not
I
really-
just, yeah, is there one area or two though where it's like an outside storage? Is that the turf guy who has a pile that looks like it's in between two concrete barriers?
Yes,
Oh,
that's the outside guy. Yeah.
Pardon me?
That's the turf person. Yes. That's it.
So
Outside.
there is outside storage of like a big pile of turf stuff, right?
I thought it was dirt, actually.
Dirt, whatever it is that what there is a between two concrete barriers? It's dirt or turf or something, right?
Dirt, yes.
Yeah, so the 1998 talked about mixed use, mixed office and storage as well. So it's nature of commercial use being proposed is mixed use and storage for the property. That's what they've been doing throughout the whole property since in the 90s.
Are you reading that off of a lease, or are you reading that off of a special permit obtained from the zoning board?
Special permit obtained from the zoning board. No, there's a special permit for retail storage, service establishment, office space storage, and warehousing. It's right off the application there back in the 98.
Okay, so I'm confused now because it sounds like we now have 3 contractor yards in this property, but only one is here for the hearing. So
Okay,
the
folks,
more
how do
I'm
you
hearing,
feel
the more
about
I'm getting confused.
allowing these folks to do what they want to do?
Correct.
May I
Do you
just
feel there
say,
should be any restrictions or?
may I just say that when I said that they come in and they take their stuff and they go, nobody's really there during the day. So that's what I mean when I know you had asked about number of employees on site. They're not usually there. They come in the morning, they get their stuff to do their jobs and they go. I'm not sure if that's what you were thinking about or if that's what you were asking.
Yeah, I think if there's any kind of restrictions to be including like orderly outdoor storage, prohibition of junk or abandoned materials, no hazardous materials, so we create controls about that. Any kind of Board of Health compliance would be a condition we could put on as well. And then any future expansion would require additional approval. So I think they could be conditions we could put on this approval here.
So
Kind of
if,
confused.
yeah, can I ask
Sue,
a
go
question?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. So would you describe what they do as housing, storing, or repairing equipment, vehicles, machinery, supplies, materials, or components used by the owner or occupant of the premises on or behalf of a contractor for storage use off-site? Excuse me. Would you say that would describe their business? Should I read it again without the cough in the middle?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Was that question for me?
It's for the applicant.
Oh,
Would you describe your business as housing, storing, or repairing equipment, vehicles, machinery, supplies, materials, or components used by the occupant of the premises on or behalf of the contractor, stored for use off-site? Does that describe your business?
Not, I think that's more expansive than what they do. No, I would not totally describe it.
What part would you
There's no
disagree with?
repair. I think the middle part of it, it's just product comes onto the property and then it's taken off to do work on jobs.
Stored for use off-site?
It's not stored, it's just dropped off and then they move it to the next day. So it's not a storage in essence of storing for months or anything like that. It's just placed there and then it's taken away the next day or two for the next job.
So it's stored overnight?
Yes, it could be, potentially could be stored overnight.
So it's stored?
Potentially, yes. But as the board has seen, this property's been doing this for 30+ years. So it's what Mr. Tracy and was doing is nothing new. It meets what we've seen over the property over the last 30 years.
Okay, well, when I asked if that was a description for the business, I was reading the definition of contractor yard, just so you know.
That's what I said. So the product is going there and it's been taken off site, so it's moving in and out. He's not using it for other things.
You're using it off-site.
What I think that the difference here is this is assuming this is brand new. Nothing's ever happened here before. As if we're starting a new whole like from scratch. What I'm trying to explain to the board, the history of this property is 30+ years of storage. It's permitted. It's already been permitted. As you see in the permits and approvals, this is already existing on a property. It's not something new that's happening today. This has existed over 35, 40 years. There's approvals with the town. There's a description with the town itself calling a commercial warehouse mixed use. It's already established. So this is nothing the way you're describing it as something that's brand new. This is an established use that's what Mr. Tracy and these different tenants have been using for, as I said, over 30, 40 years. And we're looking to continue those uses, to keep the building in the same state that it is now, to keep those tenants there, to keep the businesses in town. And, that's what we're looking to do. So it's not like we're coming to a new property and starting from scratch. And this is already existing, approved multiple times, and even the town recognizes
Is that 2,500 square feet? Is it being used as?
Oh, you kind of broke up there, Chair.
No. Yeah, I just want to commend Mr. Tracy because he did address any issues that we had, and I appreciate him doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, so whatever storages exist right now, that's continued. He's not looking to increase any kind of storage there that's already existing and being done right now.
And you don't have any difficulty with us limiting it as far as hazardous waste?
No, no, you can put a prohibition on any junk or abandoned materials. We can make sure there's Board of Health compliance, and then any future expansion would need additional approvals. We have no problem with that, Madam Chair.
So what was the in-between one? You have the,
So we'd orderly
Um,
outdoor storage, prohibit junk or abandoned materials, no hazardous materials, that there would be Board of Health compliance, and that any future expansion would require additional approvals.
okay, does anybody else have anything that they would like to ask?
I have a question for you, Lynn. Do we know why this business was singled out and not the other two?
What other two?
Why was it singled out to be?
Yes, why is this one flagged as needing a permit, but the other two are not?
What is the other
Because
two?
they're existing and ongoing.
But did they get permits?
Well, I would say that's something that you would have to ask the building commissioner.
Yeah, there's permits back from 98 and 2000, talking about mixed use office and storage.
Maybe I should go. I'm kind of confused too, and I don't want to go to where I'm not supposed to go here, but don't you already have someone there that's doing a contracting business? It's going in and out. That isn't individually permitted. Is it we saying the same thing, Susan?
I
Yeah.
just, I'm gonna be perfectly blunt and say, I am so confused, I cannot vote on this.
Yeah, it seems to me that the original owner of the building or the current owner of the building has a permit, has a special permit that allows them to use the building for retail use, for offices, and for warehouse and storage incidental to their operation of their business.
I
Now,
understand
somewhere-
that. Yeah, but if you
Okay,
have a
now-
contractor
Well, let me
going in
finish.
and out.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
So somewhere along the line, they leased out the warehouse space of that to other businesses.
Mhm.
And I don't know that those other businesses are operating in accordance. I don't know that all of that is legal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the permit was issued to the building owner to operate their business,
Mhm.
and the other businesses have no permit to operate out of the building.
Thank you.
I think the permits are issued to the building. Right, Callie?
What's that? I think he's talking to you.
It's for the property. It wasn't for individual business, for the properties.
Be when
Are you
they were
talking-
were
Are you talking?
established, they didn't need a.
Who was saying
Are you saying the tenants didn't need a permit? Is that?
No, I'm saying that there's permits in the properties back since the 1998 and 2000 allowing this use.
Yeah, the permit was issued to someone for
The
their
owner of the
use.
property.
Well, if the permit was issued to the property, then why are we here again? We're only here because the property's transitioning to a different owner, or potentially transitioning to a different owner. The permit is issued to a business or an owner, a person, not to an address.
And that's why with the breakdown I said for a determination was to look at those different ways and find an approval that way, just not the one, I get, I said, relief requested will be those different alternative ways to get this approved. Ultimately, it said we have pre-existing buildings that abuse that's been there and with permitting, they've been used for now over 30 years. And all we're looking for is some mechanism to continue that same use, to keep those businesses in town, to keep the tax base going.
I understand all that. I understand what you're trying to do, and I can appreciate that. My issue is we have a commercial village district, and neither a commercial or a Contractor's yard is not permitted at all in that, nor is a storage or warehouse building. And we can't issue a use variance. So that aspect is out to us because we're state law prohibits us
If
from
it was
doing that.
starting tomorrow, this is something that's been ongoing for 30 years, so it's already pre-existing. I think the disconnect is you're assuming that it's all starting brand new. This is existing uses that those same people that are there would continue those same uses. Not they're starting tomorrow as a brand new tenant. Everyone's starting tomorrow. I think that's the disconnect. It's not something that's starting brand new. It's already pre-existing, so the board can give that relief to say, yes, we're going to allow this.
Could we listen to you've got people still waiting, right, Leanne? Could we maybe hear
Yes,
Well, that's
some of
your
there's-
the names?
interpretation, right?
Yeah.
Would you like me allowed them to speak?
I don't know if Lynn heard me or it's like a time delay. Lynn, could we listen to maybe some of the neighbors?
Sure.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna allow Nancy Mulroy, who has her hand up, to speak.
Good evening. Can you guys hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Madam Chair, members of the board, other Berlin residents. We actually wrote a letter asking that you guys deny this. And I think I have a pretty good understanding of the businesses and potentially the business that are going in. I'm not necessarily going to read the letter in its entirety, but I do want to touch on a few points. I understand that in essence, this property has been used as a contractor yard for 30 to 35 years, but not with permitting for that. So in a sense, it's been operated illegally. What I do understand too is that although those businesses may continue, there is the addition of the electrical business. And Mr. Tracy, I don't know if that's your business. You're looking to buy the property and then have your electrical business basically operate out of that building, right? So I think I have a good understanding of it, and I'll be honest, my concern is less with the businesses that are running or the electrical business and doing so with the proper permitting or the proper zoning. My concern is that it has not been zoned as a contractor yard. And if it were to continue with special use permitting, I think there's ways to incorporate restrictions into that. And that would be the important thing. But if they're not restricted, that at any time, what a contractor yard, and I think Sue, you kind of read some of the bylaws from that contractor yard operation, there's a lot more that can be done. Heavy equipment, lots of vehicle traffic, storage of dirt and excavation materials and things like that. When we're talking about a contractor yard, that business and that property does back up to Northbrook. On the other side of Northbrook, there are several residences that have property abutting to Northbrook and to that property off of Pollard Road from West Street Crossing. And again, I have no issues with businesses operating out of there, but number one, being done so with the proper permitting, the proper zoning, and also having the restrictions that would need to be in place so that it couldn't turn around and an owner could say, well, now I'm a contractor yard. I can now go even further with what I want to do out of that property. We have had some noise issues in the past with late night, and I don't know again which business would have been responsible for this, but some loud automotive mechanical type noises, running of equipment or motorcycles or things like that, and we have had some of the neighbors call on the property before. Now again, that's neither here nor there. If the operation of those businesses are done to protocol and within the zoning and those requirements, then, you know, that wouldn't be an issue. And, you know, doing something after hours or, you know, against a noise ordinance or something like that would be a problem to begin with.
The other thing I wanted to say is when we bought this property, one of the big draws to this property when we bought it in, when did we buy it? In March of last year. One of the big draws was that we own almost 8 acres. So we own most of what's behind that business that goes against the water. And one of the draws for us in buying this property, and it wasn't cheap, was that we could walk back there and that we could sit by the stream that's back there and that we could enjoy our property. It's really disappointing to hear that there are essentially contractor yards that we were unaware of when we purchased, because when we looked at the land around our house, we were unaware that there was that yard, that there was businesses working out of there. And like my husband said, we have called the police department over noise. And so it is a little concerning that there would be more contractors in and out of that property, that it could affect our property and our enjoyment of our property.
Yeah, I just want to clarify again, just for everybody. In 1998, there was a special permit and site plan approval recognizing commercial repair, maintenance, retail sales, and the storage of materials and mixed office. So just for clarification.
What would you like to see in the way of a limit put on the petitioner going forward?
Answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the limitation would be, first of all, if there was a change or if it was just special use permit, I think it would be, what would that use be? Again, I look at what Mr. Tracy is looking to do with an electrical business, and I don't have a problem with that. My father was a contractor and a builder when I was growing up, and so to have a facility where there's warehousing and storing of either the electrical material or the tools and equipment used to run that business sounds to me like it's really not an issue. It's sort of a 9 to 5 operation where people are coming in to pick up the materials and any equipment they might need to run that business. My concern would be the potential for what truly is a contractor yard and what that could mean if that zoning was changed. But if the special use permit just allowed Mr. Tracy and the other businesses to store their equipment, and I will add in a neat fashion, I know behind the building up against kind of between the brook and the building, there is a little bit of what appears to be like a little bit of junk storage. But if we're looking at, again, the inside and clean collected storage of what would need to be maybe outside material to a certain extent, I don't have an issue with that. I think the concern again would be what could be stored out there based on the permitting or the zoning of a contractor yard. And if that's not restricted, then to me, it could get out of control.
Yeah, Madam Chair, we are happy to restrict it. What is the current use there? Whatever's there is there, and any kind of future expansion would have to get, additional approvals. And again, as we said earlier on with Mr. Mulroy, we have no problem with the, as you said, orderly outdoor storage. Kind of prohibition of any junk or abandoned materials. The last thing we want to do is just people just dropping stuff up here, and then again, as you said, Mr. Mulroy, just kind of just leaving junk here and becomes a junk site. Again, no hazardous materials on site. These are definite limitations and restrictions that I think Mr. Tracy is totally accepting of. So I think any kind of change of use, any kind of someone else comes in or whatever, they would have to go through this full review again. So these restrictions are, I think, fair and equitable.
I don't see any other hands up, Lynn, from the people in the audience. Unless, Lisa Spinney, who wanted to talk before, but she put her hand down, so I don't know. Oh, she's got her hand up. Would you like me to promote her?
Please do.
Thank you. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yep.
Oh, okay. My name is Lisa Spinney. I'm up at 252. So I'm up at near the tavern. I have more problems with the tavern than I actually do with 225. Yeah, I just have a couple of questions. And earlier the question that I had was I didn't realize I've not been to one of these meetings before. All the Zoom meetings I've been on, I've been like part of like a member to begin with, so I'm able to raise my hand or ask questions. So I didn't realize in this meeting I wouldn't be able to unless I was called upon. So I apologize for that. Like I said, at 225, I do hear noises. There has been some like things going on. I've never called the police on it. Just kind of been patient with it. But I would like to just make sure that, and I've lived in this town, in this house for 60 years, so I've seen a lot of changes in this town. And my concern is not necessarily what Mr. Tracy wants to do, but my concern is that if it's not, well, first of all, I'm concerned that if there's businesses in there that aren't zoned properly, I have some grief about that, as Susanna had said. But I just want to make sure that, whatever is done here, as far as, a special license or zoning, that it doesn't allow for like big things to happen in the future. That's my big concern with, maybe some big equipment or stuff being stored outside that shouldn't be, and things like that. I just want to make sure that it kind of stays the course for the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think, Bill, there's no heavy equipment there, and we can restrict that as well.
I mean, I know
Lisa,
that
we can limit the size of the equipment that they store outside.
because I know Mr. Larkin had mentioned about the neighbors. Yes, you do have the railroad kind of in the front of the property, and then you have, the wetlands in the back, but then across the street you have the residential people like ourselves. So, like I said, it's not, to me personally, it's down the street a little ways. I have had issues with noise in the past, but otherwise I just don't want to see it getting big, bad, and ugly. That's all.
No, ultimately, Mr. Tracy's intention is to, update the building, clean it up, do siding, kind of fix that kind of stuff over there. He's, as I said, he's a longtime resident of town. He wants this to be his, longtime business. It's a family business. He's got kids in the business. Hopefully he gets to retire someday and the kids take over. But that's ultimately what he wants to do, is kind of he's already established in Berlin. He wants to stay established. The kids want to stay here. So ultimately he wants to keep that community, happy. People, use his business. He's a well-recognized electrician around the state. He has a lot of big jobs. So it's something he wants to maintain a good business relationship with everybody and also with the people he works with.
Thank you.
And again, I appreciate the fact that Mr. Tracy, has come to the Board of Health, and he has come to the conservation when we asked him to, and without any encouragement. He just said, that's it, I have to do that. So I thank you for that.
I don't see any other attendees wishing to speak.
I'd like to ask a clarification here. Are we here for a special permit for the building as a whole because he's buying the building, or for his
We're
business
here.
only?
We're here for a special permit and site plan.
So the special permit is for the building, not his business.
He wants to keep,
Right.
yes.
Okay, so the special permit affects his tenants as well.
Correct.
So if the tenants have to have a special permit, is that done prior or part of this, or how does that affect it?
I'd like this to be part of this as an overall decision here from the board.
All right, so the tenants that are there right now,
They would be subject to the conditions of this approval.
And none of the tenants have an office or retail space in this building. Is that correct?
No, there's a office in the back of Harper Elm. They have office equipment back there. I guess they're storing, I don't, because his office worker is off site, but there is an office in the back where he has office equipment. They're not there that often, so I don't really see anybody there.
does the tenant with the turf, the stores the dirt, I assume he's the one that stores the dirt or the turf or whatever it is. Does he come in with large trucks and move it to sites off property? Is it stored there for his use?
He has, usually I see it go quickly, but he does have his vehicles that he's always had, the same ones.
So like a dump truck, that type of thing.
He's got small, I don't know what they're called.
All right, but he does move the dirt to various locations for his
jobs, yes.
This property has so many moving parts. I'm
Okay.
trying to follow.
Folks, do we have anything new we want to ask?
Well, again, you'd be going through hours of business, location, lights, all the other general things that would need specifically for a business, the business, one business.
Right.
Again, the moving parts
Yeah.
have me.
No,
There-
can I'm just, we dealt with this over on Oak Street where the owner of the property thought he had a permit and rented it out to a contractor who used it as a contractor yard. And it took months and months because the zoning enforcement officer couldn't go after the tenant, had to go after the owner. The owner said, I didn't know anything that they're doing over there. So it was a back and forth, and you could never actually do anything about the tenant because the zoning enforcement officer can only go and address the owner. So if you end up with a tenant in there that does not comply with your special permit, you can't do anything about it.
Well, Mr. Tracy would be responsible for any tenant that you got in here. So if
Well, I
something
don't
happened,
know.
you
I'm
got-
saying I don't want to hear about what could happen. I'm telling you what did happen, and it almost went to land court. And so knowing how things actually work, everyone's got good intentions until something actually happens. And so special permits need to be, this is just my opinion, but special permits need to be for the occupant, not for the owner, because it's too easy for the owner to say, I don't know what the tenant is doing.
Well, I think a restriction we could do that if this helps, that if there was someone coming in with a new business or anything, they'd have to go to the building department to get that approved. So if there was a change in tenant right now, that Mr. Tracy would be part of this condition, his approval would have to go to the building department and get that specific tenant approved.
Well, wouldn't you say he would have to do that right now because he's got two tenants?
No, it's
Right.
no. These new tenants, if there was a change in tenants,
But the permit that you keep, the special permit that you keep referring to talks about retail space and
maintenance, storage
office
materials,
space.
office space, and storage as well.
Okay, at least one of those tenants currently does not have either of those, only has storage space.
They don't have to have all their things there, but they're allowed to do that. They don't have to be required to do every single thing in
The
the lab.
storage is secondary to the retail and office space use because it's commercial village. The storage is not the primary reason for being there. That is not what the permit says. The permit says retail or office space and necessary warehouse or storage space. It doesn't say the office is incidental to the storage.
No, it doesn't say the storage is incidental to the office. It just says storage. So assuming, for the business they have there, I mean, I said this is 1999. This artificial turf, diamond turf, have been there since 2001.
Okay,
So
well,
25
Diamond Turf is not here asking for a permit right now. If you feel that they are in non-compliant, then please file a complaint and have them come deal with the zoning enforcement officer.
That's what our application is, to approve that each of these can be moved forward and be allowed to be there. That's part of the whole application here. And we're totally happy to conclude those restrictions. If there's any change of.
How long has Bill Tracy?
He just went off.
Sorry, what's the question again? How long has Bill Tracy?
How long has he been what, Lynn?
Mr. Tracy, how long have you been in Berlin?
What'd you say, 1990?
Mr. Tracy,
write it
if you try shutting off your camera, that might make your audio,
34
improve your
years.
audio.
You've been here for 34 years. I remember now. 34 years.
Okay, 34 years.
34 years. Can you hear me?
A
Sounds
little
good.
better.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
He's been there 32.
34
Now,
years.
you don't care if we were to issue this special permit to you alone, right?
Well, he does want the
Well, I would like the tenants, so I don't have to.
the tenant's been there for multiple years, so he
I
would
need
want the tenants to
tenants in the
remain there.
building. I can't support.
Okay, I couldn't hear what was going on. Please repeat.
Yeah, Mr. Tracy would want the tenants to remain there. He can't support the building. If the tenants were to move, he wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be financially viable to purchase the building. And he doesn't need that. He doesn't need all that space anyhow. He only wants a certain portion of space.
Yeah, 2,500 square feet.
Yes, he doesn't want. He's not looking to rent out the whole building. That's not his operation.
What is the square footage of the entire building?
I thought it was 15,000.
16.
Yeah, 16,000.
Okay.
So he's not a big portion of it.
Can I ask,
Oh.
how is Mr. Hall involved in this whole project? Is he still owner of the property currently?
My brother and I, because my father, who originally did it, passed away. So-
Was your father Edward Hall?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's
My
interesting.
father passed away. My brother and I have been trying to keep it going since he passed. And since COVID and everything else, we've had difficulty.
Okay, just looking at the paperwork that was submitted as part of this whole package, the original special permit that was issued, along with the site plan, was issued to Mr. Edward Hall of Grove Street in Worcester.
Yep.
It was not issued for the property, it was issued to him.
Yeah, he owned it in '94, and then he deeded the property to M&C Realty, which was Mr. Edward Hall. So it is, he owned the entire property.
Well, I question whether the permit is actually valid once he no longer owned that property.
He did own it. He owned it in a trust. So he was the beneficiary of that trust.
I think Joshua has his hand up.
Yeah.
He's still muted though.
Sorry. I know we were having some audio issues, so I didn't want to jump in and just start talking. Sort of to the point that Jim was just making. My concern is that if the original permit was to an individual, the property owner, and not a broad property-based permit, then the only person permitted to use the property is the owner, who, whether or not moved it into a trust and
Okay, so
continued to
let me
own it through
just
that trust.
reiterate. You have no problem with us.
No.
Lynn, you keep freezing.
Yeah. I heard no problem with the, and then nothing
Done.
after that.
Yeah.
And Josh, yeah.
Also, Lynn, I'm confused because the public hearing notice that went out and was posted for tonight was just for an appealing of the determination of the building commissioner.
Right.
This particular public hearing is not for site plan approval or special permit.
Correct.
The publication, my application was for an any other relief that we needed. So I don't create the publication notice. That's the town.
Yes, correct.
Well, I couldn't put the special permit and site plan on the docket until we got an answer from the building commissioner's ruling. So we had to wait until after we make a decision about the building commissioner's ruling. Was he correct in saying that we didn't have folks to do this? Okay. Do you have any problem, Mr. Larkin or Mr. Tracia, that we would issue this to Mr. Tracia only, and it would be for the 25, well, it wouldn't be for the 25. It would be to alleviate the restriction on the land. Does anyone feel one way or the other about that? Members of the board, please speak up.
Could you repeat that, Lynn? You want to eliminate the restrictions on what?
Well, we are tonight determining whether or not the building inspector was correct in his determination that Mr. Tracia has a yard, a contractor's yard. So we need to establish that first. And then if in fact we were to say that he doesn't need, it's not a restriction, then we could go ahead and next month we could do the special permit and site plan. But we couldn't do it this month until we resolved the a decision by the building commissioner. All right, does anybody have anything new? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing on the
building commissioner's determination.
let's see, we're going to close the hearing on the
Are we voting before we
Um,
close the hearing?
I don't know.
contractor's yard, definition of a contractor's yard.
Lynn, you're frozen again.
Does
And-
anyone care to make a motion? I guess not.
All right, let's put it this way. I want to frame this as an affirmative thing here. So I'm gonna make a motion that the board override the building commissioner's decision and allow the applicant to apply for special permit to run his business.
And what was the building commissioner's decision? So the commissioner's decision exactly? Because I don't see that on the paperwork that I have.
That should be part of.
So you're
the
going to give him
package.
relief.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hold on a second. So the building commissioner determined that Article 3 of the town zoning regulation, Section 310, use regulations, Table 320, principal use of regulations, that a contractor yard in a village commercial district is not allowed.
Right.
So if we approve this motion, we would be overriding the building commissioner's decision.
So
Right.
a yes vote is
A yes
to,
vote is to override the building commissioner.
and a no vote is to uphold it.
Correct.
Can we maybe word it differently so it doesn't sound backwards?
So really the question here is, do we agree that this is a contractor's yard?
Well, we can't. We have to, we're only voting on whether or not to uphold the zoning enforcement officer's decision.
Which we
Maybe
would
that's-
do
maybe
if we
that's-
agreed with
yeah.
it.
Maybe that's what we should say, a motion to uphold the zoning
Okay,
enforcement
so
officer's
let's
decision.
amend the motion then and make a motion to uphold the building commissioner's decision that this is a contractor yard and not permitted in this district.
That's much clearer to me.
Yeah.
Ask a real
Is
quick
there a
question.
second?
Oh, sorry.
Seconded.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, I'll go and ask the folks. Susanna,
I'm an aye.
Jim,
Aye.
where is Pat?
Hiding. Yay. Aye.
Okay. And I'm an I.
Me,
So we,
don't forget me.
Jenny,
oh, I'm sorry, Jenny.
I'm an I.
Okay. So the board has voted to uphold the determination by the building commissioner that this, what he wants to do is not allowed in his district.
So can I ask one question? Is there the next step is to request a special permit for that, or not? That's not even an option then.
The special permit is not an option now.
All right, that's fine. That's not helpful.
What?
Right. And site plan is not an option. If you're going to go with the contractor's yard.
Even though it's already permitted for warehousing, and what he's saying is, so his interpretation. So I'd have to appeal this. I don't know if that. I'll have to talk to the client after this.
So where does that leave me? I can't.
It leaves
In essence,
you
it's
where you
denial.
were.
What's that?
Patty, in essence, is denial of for Bill to get his permitting.
Now, I would strongly suggest Mr. Tracy and Mr. Larkin that you go to the next planning board meeting. They are rewriting the bylaws. And they have admitted that this was, I asked them about this particular one and they said it's been a sore for a long time. So I think it would be well for you to let them know how difficult it is for you not to be able to use this as an indoor contractor's yard.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Have we
time.
closed the hearing?
Yeah, we need a motion
All
to
right.
close the hearing.
Motion to
Yeah.
close the hearing.
Second.
Who was the first?
Is there a second?
Jim's the second. Who was the first?
I thought it was Ginny. Was it
Yeah,
Ginny?
so moved.
Is there a second?
Jim.
We can't close it unless we get a second.
You got a second.
You got Jim. Okay, I'm an aye. Lynn's
Aye.
frozen
Susanna,
again.
how about being
Yeah.
a second? Jim, how about being a second?
He is.
Already
Yes.
did.
It's
Technical
Already done, Lynn.
difficulties.
Okay, Susanna, I'm going to take that as a second. Pat Jackson,
Aye.
this is to close the hearing.
Yes.
Pat Jackson,
Yo. Yeah. We're gonna be banned.
I know. This is a good argument for being in
Susanna
person.
Roberts,
Yes.
Aye.
Ginny Zakatinsky, and
Ginny.
Ginny.
And Ginny's an aye.
Ginny's an aye.
I'm
Yeah.
Lynn Ryan.
I'm going to make a suggestion that if this comes
We do
back
not have
to us,
the second.
yes,
Yes,
we do.
you do, Jim.
You don't.
Jim Royer.
No, she's talking about the second hearing.
Yeah, we have a
Oh.
second hearing. Well, actually, we don't because we can't open the hearing because I do not have proof that it was properly publicized.
Mm.
But we do have Mr. Guzman and Rami in attending the meeting. I don't know if you want me to promote them to bring them forward, but we cannot open the hearing.
All right. Well, before we do that, can I make a suggestion that if this particular property comes up again, can we meet in person?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about if we start meeting every other month in person?
Wonderful.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
Does everybody like that idea?
Yep.
Yeah.
we do.
Especially
We
when
had-
there's a
Okay.
hearing.
Yeah. Oh.
We have not heard. I can't wait to hear what the petitioner has to say.
He is in
You wanna-
attendance. Do you want me to promote them?
Please do.
Okay, I'm promoting Mr. Guzman and Rami. And someone named Johnny Otto has their hand up, but I do not know who that is.
That is the client's rep. That's the client
What client?
for the Three Gates Pond Road.
Okay. Well, we can't open the hearing though, so I don't know then what you want me to
Right.
do.
He just
We
sent
can
me a
only
text.
have a meeting, okay? We cannot have a hearing.
He sent me
I
a
just want to hear what Mr. Guzman and Mr. Rami have to say. after I dictated to them what they
Mm.
needed to do. Why haven't they done it?
They told me that they were there Monday to submit the proof, and no one was there.
Hello?
It was due by noontime on Monday. I was in
Right.
the office until 1 p.m. and nobody showed up.
Well, I think we need to let John, he's the owner, he's the one that showed up, speak, because I wasn't there. I'm getting this secondhand.
Right. His hand is raised, Leanne.
His name
Yes.
is
Would
John.
you like me to promote him, Lynn?
Sure. I just can't wait to hear what they have to say. At the last meeting, I thought we straightened this all out and we told you what you needed to do. Did you not hear us?
Is he promoted?
Yep. He's there. He's just muted.
Can you?
I
Mr.
do
Guzman,
apologize.
Did you not hear us?
Do you all hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do apologize. Thank you, board. Thank you, Chair Lynn. We worked on everything that we needed to work on.
Mr.
Unfortunately,
Guzman,
yep.
Why
Lynn, you're breaking up.
have you not followed through?
So on behalf of the advertisement and behalf of the abutters list, there were a few complications. So when it came to the abutters list, when I went to
Where
the
are you
town
now?
clerk- Oh, can you hear me? I feel like I'm breaking up. But when it came to the abutters list, I guess the person responsible to give me the abutters
Okay.
list, they were out sick for about a week.
Uto, where did you come from?
I'm sorry?
Lynn, you said that could
Why are
promote
you
him.
here? I have not heard from you.
He's the owner of the property, Lynn, and
Yes,
you said
ma'am. Lynn,
for me
Lynn.
to promote him.
Yes, we've spoken, Lynn. You might not recognize me, but we've spoken before. I was there the previous hearing in person, and I do agree that yes, the next hearing we should meet in person. However, when it came to
Guess what?
Yep, yes, ma'am.
We can't just extend this.
No, absolutely, and I would not wish to. So
You have to reapply.
correct. So, well, that's the thing. So when it came to the list of abutters, the person responsible for giving me the list of abutters was out for a week, sick, and I did that literally the day after we
Not
finished the
my
hearing.
problem. It's your problem.
So again, I did what I had to do. This was an internal.
You had
issue.
another 2 weeks to get a list.
Correct, and I sent the list, and I have proof of the.
You keep
again.
blaming everybody else but yourself.
No, ma'am. Again, like I said, this was an internal issue. I was there every single day at the town clerk, and I was there trying to get the abutters list, but she was again sick, and I was told that legally they have 10 days to give me the abutters list. So that prolonged the issue, and again, that was not
Where
my
did
wish.
you go to get the? Where did you go to get
I went
the
to the
abutters
town. I
list?
went to the town hall. I went to Berlin, and I was there every single day. And I spoke to Linda. Linda
To the
is the
town
head
clerk?
of, not the town clerk. I forget what the name was. It's right beside the veterans.
Let's see,
office.
assessor's office.
The assessors. Thank you, Leanne. So I was there, and she had mentioned that the lady that was responsible for getting me the abutters list was out sick, and legally they had 10 days. That is something that ultimately it put me back. It set me aside, and I was there every single day after that. They were getting mad at me because of the fact that I was there every day requesting the list. But they sent it, and I did end up sending it to every single resident and every single list. And I did also
When
do the advertisement as well.
Did you send it?
I sent it on the 24th.
What
The
date
24th.
did you
The
send it?
24th, and I have the receipt as well. And I actually and I went to the town clerk the other day, however, before 12, and it was closed
Because-
on Monday. Correct.
Yes, but it was due to me in the building department's office, and I made that clear in the email.
So it was not the town clerk.
No.
Okay. Well, I I showed up to the town clerk and it was closed before 12. Again, I have proof that I sent out on the 24th. I have the receipt here. That is the PDF. I can give you everything that you need. I have sent out the emails to the
Mr.
advertisement as
Otto,
well.
we do
Yes,
not
ma'am.
have, we do not have a problem with other folks.
I'm sorry, you cut out,
We do
Madam Chair.
not have a problem with other folks. I do not have a problem with other
Mhm.
folks doing their due diligence to notify the abutters. They all managed to do it.
Correct. And that was done. Yes, ma'am. And I have, and again, we have the receipt of all that
This is-
they've all received it. Yes. And it was sent.
I don't care if you had 10 days from last month.
Correct.
You still had plenty of time. Well, why doesn't Leanne have that?
I am not quite sure what
Why
miscommunication
doesn't
happened.
Leanne have that?
So if I could actually get Leanne's direct contact or an email so that I can send her what I have, because
Did
again,
you read the
I did. I read it through thoroughly and I made sure that I complied with every single order that was on there on the instructions. Unfortunately, I felt like I was hitting a brick wall, if I'm going to be honest.
I sent out a reminder last Friday, what was due in the building department office by noontime, and my contact information was contained in that email.
I never received that email.
Well, because I'm required to send it to the petitioner and you weren't the
You need to
petitioner.
go to the town hall, bring the. I don't.
I'm required to send it to whoever the applicant is on the application, which was Mr.
Understood.
Guzman. And I copied it to Rami, and that's all legally that I can send it to.
Understood. And I think Rami and Mr. Guzman is here. If we could hear something about that, if they have received any email, I'd like to know, because I never received any
Doesn't
information on it.
matter because we don't have it in our hot little hands.
So again, I do have what is necessary. I have a copy of the receipt that I was sent to the abutters. I do have also, the advertisement that was sent. Sorry, it's a little blurry here, but I did send everything out, everything that was necessary. I'm not quite sure why you haven't received it. And I'd like to get to the bottom of this without having to, again, as you had mentioned, Madam Chair, having to reapply. I know that we have, prior the last hearing, we didn't have anything in which the board needed and was necessary in order to move forward. I assured the board that we would get everything that we needed done. When it comes to the advertisement and the abutters list, I have done everything in my power to get that done. Those were the discrepancies. Now, I'm not quite sure what else that
No,
the
you,
board
no,
needs.
no. Okay, no. You don't have a site plan.
Okay, so that's new to
Where's
me.
your site plan? Oh, please. We directed you towards the instructions.
Yes, ma'am.
If you read the instructions and you read the letter from the building commissioner, you would know what you needed to do. I
Okay.
have no idea why you didn't do it. You seem like an educated man, but I can't
Yes, ma'am.
imagine that you're reading the paperwork and not understanding it.
Again, Madam Clerk, I do apologize for the miscommunication. Again, once
So
again,
you explain to me why.
I'd like, if I may, I know that Mr. Guzman is on this call. I'd like to hear, again, what was done in regards to the site plan. Because last we spoke, I was going to get the abutters list and the advertisements done. So if there's anything other than the abutters list and the advertisements that needed to be done, I would like to know, and I'd like to ultimately again handle that.
Rami. Where's Rami?
Yes, I'm
He's
here.
here.
You hear me?
Ramy. Where's he?
Okay. Yes, I'm here. My name is Rami. I'm working for Guzman Architects. Do you hear me? Everyone hear me? Okay. So actually, we already sent the whole entire
Yes.
package, including the
Yes.
site plan. Okay. There is delay, I guess. We already sent all the package, included the architectural drawings. The last hearing you requested from us to show the existing condition, which is the first floor and the second floor plan, and you asked us to put everything on the
put it.
same side plan. Sorry. You asked us the last time to put everything on the same site plan to show the sign, to show the zoning bylaw requirement schedule or table, and to show the site plan all in the same page or in the same
Where
sheet.
is it?
We already delivered. I already delivered to the town cleric, and and I have receipt that they receive it from us. Not only that, I worked in a lot of issue.
The site plan needs to include everything that you.
Yes, which is we did, and we delivered to the town cleric after the latest hearing, about a week after the latest hearing, or 10 days. We asked the engineer to work on it, and the engineer already finished all the paperwork, and he put the sheet and he stamped it, and I delivered by my hand to the town cleric. And because of this situation, I asked the town cleric to sign that he received it, because I understand there is miscommunication here. This is
You
the
had
first
the
point.
town clerk sign.
Yes, the sign a receipt that he received from me, and I have the receipt in my hand.
Well, the town
The-
clerk doesn't need it. Did you read the instructions that we gave you?
No, the town cleric, he said he's supposed to send it to all the departments.
Oh,
Okay, and not only that, if you,
I
ma'am,
can't believe this.
could you please listen to me? And not only that, I deliver it by my hand to the Board of Health. I give it to the town cleric. I give it to the conservation. I give it by my hand to everyone over there, included the town cleric.
You
I give them
didn't attend
15
the
copies.
town. I was at the Board of Health meeting last night and you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there, but I sent the email to the conservation to ask her for the letter, and she gave it to me, the letter for no outstanding for this property. For the
And
drawing,
they're not
I
going to be
already
able to give you the letter you want.
no. For the Board
They're
of
not
Health,
going to
there
be
is
able to give.
for the Board of Health, there is no one over there, and I give it to someone to deliver, because the whole entire house, town was in vacation or not available all the time. They work 2 hours or 3 hours per week. Okay.
This is incredible.
Yeah, no, it's not incredible. It's
Absolutely
miscommunication. It's miscommunication for the second
incredible.
time.
And who is the one
So the last
with the
hearing, you asked me to
miscommunication?
get to get the two the last hearing, you asked me to get the 2 letters, one from the fire department and one from the Board of Health, and 3 letters, sorry. And the last one was from the conservation. I get the letter from the conservation. There is no any outstanding for this property. The fire department was there before the 4th of July. He inspected the whole entire building, and he gave me the letter, if no outstanding. And the Board of Health, there is communication between me and the Board of Health, back and forth emails, regarding the septic tank and the cab, or for the grease trap. So
Why
we are
weren't you at
already
the Board of
working.
Health meeting
We're
last
already
night?
working on all your requirements last time. We're working on this file day and night from the last time all the way to today.
And Madam Chair, I was unaware that there was a board of health or board meeting last night. I do apologize. So I again, I think the what we're trying to,
If you look in the instructions, if you look in the instructions, it says to go to mytowngovernment.org/01503. And you would see that they had a Board of Health meeting last night. And it would give you a link to go to it
Yes, ma'am.
from the privacy of your home.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very disappointed with you folks. We have really tried to work through this, and you are not helping.
I understand. And once again, I do want to apologize again for the miscommunication. I wanted to thank the board and for the opportunity to just speak and take this in. I do feel that ultimately we do have a lot more done than we did the last.
Yep.
Madam Chair, you're cutting out. I'm not
Need to
hearing.
go and read the zoning bylaws. Did you read?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. I can. Loud and clear.
I don't understand why you didn't read the instructions and why you didn't read the zoning board of appeal or the zoning board booklet. I don't know why. We told you. I held the booklet up and said you need to digest this. Did I not last meeting?
You did. Yes, ma'am.
And did you?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
So you went through everything and you know all of the things in that. I don't think so.
The thing with that is that Madam Chair, is that I ultimately was held responsible for doing the abutters list and again the advertisements because I have no such knowledge of floor plans, site plans, none of that, none of which was missing during the last board meeting. So I entrusted that to Mr. Guzman and Rami. So that's again brings us to the initial issue, which is, if there's anything missing other than that, I would like to be.
Who's conducting the band? There's got
I would like to think that it's Mr. Guzman
conducting the
Correct.
band.
I have my hand raised.
Passed. Mr. Guzman has his hand up. Can you promote him?
He is promoted. He's already on the panel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so, we did read the zoning bylaws carefully. One by one, we addressed all these issues. And all the comments that were incorporated into the site plan, that all issues had been addressed, and the drawings were delivered by Rami to the town clerk for distribution. And we have proof that they were received. And I am dismayed that you're saying, Lynn, that you don't have the site plan, because it's there.
That's the case. If you read everything, then
Yes.
stuff on it.
Everything is on the drawings that should be on the drawings.
Where is the drawing?
We hand delivered them to the town. And this is what happened
where?
last time. At the last
Lynn,
meeting-
they're saying they delivered it to the town clerk's office when it was supposed to come to me in the building department office. I have not received it. So there's been nothing that's been put before the board for
Okay,
review.
so then it's at the town
Absolutely.
clerk's office right now, sitting there somewhere. So I think there's miscommunication
Well,
both ways, because they told Rami that
can't
they were
open
going
the
to
hearing
distribute.
tonight because
They told Rami that they were going to distribute the drawings to the appropriate board members.
Who is they?
The clerk. Rami, do you have the proof, the signature with you right now? Rami?
He's muted.
who are the appropriate board members?
Yes,
Can you put it on, can you
here.
show it to them on the screen with
Yes.
the signature of the person that signed
Right.
off?
Could you let me open the camera, please? Ah, okay. Here.
Pull it back a little bit, Remy. It's too close. I don't know.
Yeah, we can't read that.
It's,
Can you send it to
I'm
us?
seeing the reflection of your video.
Yeah, it's a reflection, Remy.
Oh, okay.
Can you read the name read the name?
Receipt of additional claim sheet number A20A40, and the receipt number is 375708, and the date was June 24, 2026.
Who
That's
who
exactly.
signed it?
I don't know who signed it.
Remy, can you allow Remy to share? No, can you post it, Remy, on their screen? Can you allow Remy to share the screen so he can post it? Please.
Let me share it.
I don't think I've ever seen the town clerk's office give out receipts before. Or
No, no,
they may as well
it-
do it, but I've never seen it.
We specifically requested this because of what happened last time. That
The
the
first
drawing
time,
was
right.
placed. That's
Yeah.
why we asked for this. 'Cause we wanted proof that for like something like this.
I'm allowed to share anything?
You should have the app capability.
Okay, just give me half minute. I'm gonna.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, fellas. We're not going to have a hearing tonight. And with a little bit of luck, we may have a hearing next month. I don't know. I got to have Leanne take a look and see, because you're going to have to send out another notice, and you're going to have to put it in the newspaper again.
Did you post it, Remy?
Yes, but I'm still. It's downloading, so just 1 minute.
So I don't know what good it's going to do us to sit here and talk tonight, because we can't go anywhere. We don't have any.
I just wanted on the record that we did submit all the documents that were supposed to be submitted. That's what
We don't have them. We don't have them.
So, Lynn,
So I don't know where you submitted them.
on Wednesday morning, I sent a reminder to Mr. Guzman and
Yes.
Rami saying that they had a hearing tonight. I gave them the link to the meeting, and I told them that proof of a butter notification and newspaper publication is due in the building department office by noontime Monday, July 6th.
That's
So
correct.
if they went to the town clerk, who was closed,
No,
that's why
a-
they were directed to leave it with me. I'm not the town clerk.
No,
It was
Leanne, that's a different issue. I'm talking about the site plan.
same with the site plan. The site plan, after the initial filing of the application with the town clerk, all additional materials that come in after that fact go directly to the board through me. And that's explained in the instructions.
Okay.
The only thing that gets filed with the town clerk is the initial application, the initial filing.
If I may, I know that Leanne, I do appreciate, and again, the board,
And
your
she
time.
dates it.
Leanne, could you just give me a point of contact, so that I can go ahead and reach out to you and give you everything that's necessary and try to resolve this the best way possible?
Yes, my contact is building inspect. Oh no, I'm sorry.
ZBA.
It's yeah, it goes to zba@townofberlin.com.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
So it looks like you guys are going to have to start all over again.
Well, wait. So just to be clear, we know that.
There it is, right there.
Do you guys know how to actually walk from the town clerk's office to the building
Leanne,
inspector's office?
Can you
I personally don't know,
Yes,
but
we
I
do.
can definitely
Yes, we
find
do.
out.
Take a look
That's no
at
issue.
the,
Yeah, I see that receipt.
uh,
There's no
when
signature
we
on
have to
it.
have,
I don't know who accepted it.
Okay, do you recognize the form?
well, you had many more than just one to mail. So Leanne, how much time do we have in August? When is the meeting in August?
August meeting would be August 12th.
Okay,
At
and
which
when do they have to file in order to make that deadline?
Well, we're doing the 65 days now, so we're beyond that. Unless we want to try to rush it through, in which case, I think it would be next Wednesday.
Well, one or two things we can do. I'll ask my colleagues what they want to do. We can either give him an extension, or we can Susanna and Pat and I don't know who else. I think we lost a couple of folks.
No, we're here. You
We're
probably
here.
just can't, you
I'm
can't
here.
see us because only a certain number
I think
of
they're
screens
bored.
show up.
Yeah, we can eliminate the notes and stuff right now, please.
Yeah, we don't have to share a screen anymore.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Thank you.
Now can you see everybody, Lynn?
Well, it looks to me we only have 3 members of the board,
No, you've
No,
got
well,
everyone.
right?
Everyone's here.
You've
Everyone's
got
here.
everyone.
I
Okay.
am gonna say
What do
that
you guys want to do?
I would prefer to just continue it just to make, because I don't want to start this nightmare over again.
Thank you, Susanna.
I agree.
But I am gonna say that, you know, at this point, it is in your best interest to continuously follow up with Leanne to make sure she has everything that she needs to be able to open the hearing before the hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's, I mean, I don't,
And also, we need it 10 days ahead of time, members, to see this paperwork so we can check it before the meeting time. So again, I mean, there's limited hours, but again, that's your responsibility to know when the office is open. And I would suggest too that we probably do this one in person.
yep.
This is not working too well with the computers
Yeah.
tonight.
Yes. No, and if I may, I wanted to apologize and thank the board for the opportunity once again. I know that this is ridiculous, right? I do feel that we have a little bit more than we had the last meeting and hearing to begin with. I thought that we would have everything done this hearing, but I do appreciate and I thank you guys for the opportunity to continue this. I do want to get this resolved, and so that I'm not wasting anyone's time for the next hearing. 100%.
Good.
All right. Because I'm not going to continue it
But
again
you
next
don't.
time.
Understood.
And that's just me speaking. I'm not, I mean,
Hey,
I'm just one
speak-
member of the board, but I'm just gonna say,
I
if
hear-
you're
yep.
not prepared next time, you've had, I mean, I have never seen an applicant have their hand held through the process as much as this and still not be able to provide what's needed to hold the
Understood.
hearing.
Understood. Yes, ma'am. No, and I'm with you on that. I'm on board, and I understand. If I were in your position, I'd be feeling the same way. I feel ashamed, and so I want to make this right.
Yes, but that is what you said last month too.
Yes, ma'am.
So 10 days before the next meeting, we'll have all the paperwork in our own individual hot little hands.
Yes.
Okey doke.
Yes, it'll be August and it will be hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
I look forward to seeing everyone in person. Do we have a time for this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have to make a motion? I think we have to make a motion.
Well,
Yeah, what date was it?
first of all, we have to have Mr. Guzman, because he's the petitioner, sign an extension.
Okay.
And any vote we take will be subject to him signing an extension.
Lynn,
In-house-
whereas
in-house
we
Jim.
haven't officially opened the hearing, are we
Oh.
technically continuing the hearing? Or now I'm confused because this hearing has not been open because we had no proof of.
Right.
So
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna change the hearing notice and put it for the
August 12th.
Right.
And they're going to have to mail it and publish it again, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Because it was already mailed and well, he claims it was mailed and posted for
No, it was. I have the
tonight.
receipts, but no issue. I will do that again. That's fine.
But
Please come see me Monday morning at 9 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will do so.
in the building inspector's office.
Okay, I will actually
Yes,
write that
no, no town clerk.
once you file your paperwork, that's it with the town clerk.
Okay.
That's your initial paperwork, and then you deal with Leanne.
Again,
But
I
I
want to
don't
thank
know.
you for the time and consideration. I do apologize for this. This is ridiculous, and I do understand. If I were in your shoes, in your position, I'd feel the exact same way. So thank you. I really do appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, can we go now?
Have you
go.
talked to?
Let us
Have
be
you
free.
have you talked to the Board of Health?
Yes, we have.
Because they have some restrictions, sign anything until you clear up those restrictions.
It is to my knowledge that Mr. Guzman and Rami have spoken to the fire department, have spoken to the conservation, have spoken to the board or the Board of Health. All of that is up to date. Yes, ma'am.
Can I?
Do you want to see the two letters that we got from the Board of Health, one last year and one this year,
No, we've already done that.
saying that
Yeah.
you are in non-compliance?
We did that last month.
Right.
Correct.
I'll make a motion that we close this meeting.
Second.
Second.
I second that.
Wait,
Beach.
Pat seconded.
all right, we didn't do any administrative stuff. Are we passing on all of that till next month?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I earned my ice cream tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, so who made the motion to adjourn?
I did.
Jim, I second it. All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Bye.
Unanimous.